So I know we have a bit of a technical crowd here, so I'm going to throw out a technical-ish question. So historically, you've all shot in horizontal video. Can you talk me through your reaction to the program requiring a vertical format and discuss how easy or difficult it was to execute?
I can talk about this. This was really hard for me, but I really appreciate being challenged in something like this because I'd gotten 6 years in school and doing video, and I'd never done this. So yeah, it was definitely hard because I really like those nice, crisp, tight shots, those color shots, and I like it in the 16:9. But this was a good challenge, and I think I felt it was easier to do it in camera. So I would literally just flip the camera vertically because I'm also a photographer and I'm constantly doing that to get the nice like long shots. But I don't know, it was very interesting for me to navigate it because I didn't really realize why we were supposed to be doing that. And then I saw Nick posted something about it takes up more real estate on your phone, and that like blew my mind. I was like, what? Taking more real estate? Like, that's so smart. I don't know. I just never thought about it. But it was a really good challenge, and I'm definitely going to try more to shoot vertically, but also like challenging myself to still shoot horizontally, but framing it in a way that it's still artistic, but can be used for both ways.
So I definitely, same, reiterate what she said. Just in general, I did have a hard time, but I also think it depends on the project and what the message that you're trying to come across. I think one of the things you have to keep in mind when you're shooting is composition, whether you want to shoot vertical, or shoot traditional 16:9 and then edit in vertical. You got to think of ways to edit. Think of the ways that you're going to edit the video. So I know some of the girls they had stacks framed, they had split screens, which was awesome. But yeah, I think it all depends on the project and how you want to come across in general, how creative you want to be with it. But definitely composition in mind for sure.
Yeah, I think, it's obviously an interesting challenge filming vertically in the sense that everything, as Ashley mentioned, when it comes to framing our compositions kind of gets thrown out the window, like the rule of thirds thrown out the window. You're now kind of like, all right, how am I going to, film vertically and try to frame shots in a way where, everything fits into the vertical frame that I want it to fit, but it's cropped in a way where it still looks visually appealing. And so it definitely, in that sense, like really forces you to think, on your toes and think in a new way as a videographer and as, someone behind the camera. But it does also give you that opportunity to kind of mess around with some cool split screens, some cool effects that you might not normally have felt appropriate in a horizontal film video. I think nowadays with social media, it's going to probably start to be the new normal. And so, I definitely recommend that people start kind of messing around and, figuring out, what are the best trends for vertical video in the future.
Yeah, for us at South Carolina, we had already kind of broken into the vertical, but it was mostly short form, and it was like quick, fun, fast edits, from practice, way less than a minute, nothing really for IGTV. So for me, this was all new, breaking into long form storytelling vertically. And so, yeah, like they said, I do see it. A lot of people are making the switch to vertical more, and I see a lot of more use of IGTV for longer form features in like sports video. And I think it's really cool as long as you're able to like hold the attention. And so that's what I found to be a little bit difficult because people will scroll past it, if you don't keep their attention for longer than 30 seconds or so. So that was something that I found to be a bit challenging, but something that I had to work throughout the series that we created for IGTV. So
almost all of our video content in Oregon already is in 4x5 or 4x4. We just kind of edit all of our stuff that way. Kind of like what Mary was saying about what she saw Nick. And it just like takes up more real estate on your phone is like having the bigger picture and being able to transfer it from platform to platform so that it works on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. So already having it set up like that was an interesting challenge for me coming into Go Ducks and into the university athletic department as is working with a square as opposed to the traditional 16:9. So it's just kind of just one little bit more step to get fully into vertical, but it definitely is something that I think is starting to take over, and is going to be a trend that we'll see more and more, and will be more popular, especially with things like TikTok, that's all vertical. So really understanding that like there are ways that you can optimize for different platforms, and learning to tell stories in different ways because of that.
And to echo Sam too, just quickly, the audience and the modern consumer are, quick to get bored, and they need that quick, instant, something to draw them in instantly, especially in social media. So honestly, within the first 5 seconds of your video, you need to have that viewer wanting to watch the rest and wanting to stay engaged. And if you don't have that, they're just going to keep scrolling and not, you care about what you're trying to present to them. So definitely trying to capture the viewer right away is mega important.
You literally just took the words out of my mouth. I was just gonna say, when a lot of people are spending time on social, and when you open Instagram or any of these apps, you want to be able to captivate them. So shooting in vertical video and having, the full real estate of the phone be that video, it's very captivating and draws people in. So definitely spot on there.